What's up, Trekkies? Hi, so PC's got a lot of news, console not so much. PlayStation, not Xbox. Kind of frustrated because I'm looking here totally at the Xbox one and I keep force refreshing it. Nothing. PS4 apparently has a totally digital pack sale. If you're just a PlayStation user, you get 30% off the Federation starter pack, the KDF starter pack, or the Starfleet pack. If you are a PlayStation Plus user, you get 40% off. Follow the links to the PlayStation Store and save. There's a link below if you play PlayStation and want to buy these packs. That's that. That's all I can find on console. I've been searching all morning, and it's not here. Before I get into the actual news for PC, I want to bring up the fact that this is like the third time this year we've had a Phoenix Prize pack. And I'm like, what is Cryptic trying to get us used to? What is Cryptic doing? Like, you'd think after people come back after the expansion, you put a Phoenix Prize pack out after that. Are they getting us ready for Ryza? Like, I don't think there's anything thematic about any of the ships in there that you might want to get that are, you know, a part of the Gamma Quadrant. I don't know, but just seems really often we're having Phoenix Prize packs. And I may be time compressing, but it still seems often. My fleet leader posted that the Phoenix Prize pack was coming, and I was like, this... Like, I wasn't even excited about it. I was like, oh, this again. You know, it's like, just keep it going all the time, Cryptic. If you're just gonna... Now that the Arena Sompek is over, which I didn't participate in because I'm just tired of people not doing ground, there's the old adage that's like, roses are red, April is gray, but soon enough, it's gonna be May. It has a Justin Timberlake thing on it. Apparently to Cryptic, it's roses are red, April is gray. You're gonna find out. The Mirror Universe event is coming. It's like May 10th to the 31st, which is 3 weeks. You got 21 days to do it. You're gonna need 14 of these things. What it gives is an Agony Phaser Energy Torpedo Launcher. No stats on that thing. It's a torpedo that does phaser energy. Could be cool. It's Agony, which there's an Agony Phaser array they had last time. So that's in my bank. I haven't actually used it. I actually looked at it this morning. I forgot what it did. But it's the Mirror Universe event. You've got the 4 stations, which engineering activates faster. You've got rifts opening up, which science vessels close faster. I'm not saying nobody, only science vessels should do it. I'm just saying, as especially with an escort, I don't care if you're a tactical officer. If you're flying a science vessel, you close the portals faster. It's not your profession, it's your ship. If you want to activate the things faster, fly a cruiser. As an escort, just kill things. Stick around the base, kill things. I don't know why people are so afraid to kill things, but in other instances, they just want to blow the crap out of things. But when it comes to the Mirror Universe, they want to let the station defend itself. Blow the crap out of things. It's why you fly an escort. And it will have the typical event reputation thing of 50,000 dilithium, 500 fleet marks, 200 marks of your choice, and then the brand new unique weapon, which I just said, the Agony Phaser type torpedo. It doesn't give the actual stats, but the little thing here is upon hitting a foe, the torpedo will have a chance to disable a target and cause phaser damage over time. Phaser dot. That's probably the Agony part. Unlike most torpedo launchers, this one does damage, is enhanced by abilities and items that improve phaser damage, not only those that improve traditional torpedo weapons. So, benefit, but I don't have any extra weapon slots to use it. Maybe. Depending on how good it is, I may upgrade it a couple times, seeing what it does, but I may put it on, I have a kinetic beam on my butt, because I don't really, yeah. I took away one of my console set bonuses to fit in all the, anyways. Oh, I have technically an empty weapon slot. I just have a kinetic cutting beam on there. Next, we're going for something short here. There's another, the Gamma Vanguard pack is getting 2 more ships a part of it. It's a Tier 5 Cardassian Galore Cruiser, typical Cardassian ship that you see, it's that one. And then the Tier 5, or the Tier 6 Jem'Hadar Vanguard Carrier. 2 bays, I think. I didn't say it's got 2 bays, but usually when something says carrier, it's got 2 bays. It says it's an enormous vessel, hopefully. It's very, very big. It looks long, and I think all the fighter bays are going to shoot maybe out of the top and the bottom. I can only see like areas for, one. I only see the top side of it. Looks very, very angular. This is only available for Dominion captains initially, but will be outfitted with a Tier 6 Mastery, Starship Mastery unlock, which will enable its use for all other characters on your account once attained. That's cool. If you want to use like your carrier on your main, so roll a Dominion character with this thing, play it, unlock its mastery, and then you can get that ship for your other characters. Cool. All right, another short one. Introducing the Swarm, which is your 5-man that's coming. Cooperative, so cool. You'll earn choice of fleet marks or gamma marks. The queue is available to captains 50 and above. The ever-ravenous Herc Swarm are attacking Dominion planets. Help the Jem'Hadar ships keep the Swarm at bay while the planet organizes an evacuation plan. To increase the number of citizens we save, we've decided to use multiple planetary escape routes. Keep the routes clear of the Herc, or they'll devour the ships, the transport ships. So it's kind of a mixture of Gateway to Grethor, where you have 2 lanes, you have to protect things as they go towards the planet, and then like the lanes leaving the planet from the Undine one, and you got to protect, and kind of with the colony one, where you got to split your people up to defend this station and this station and this station. Looks fairly simple. Probably going to play it on easy a couple times to make sure I understand how timing and stuff works, then I'll move it up to advanced. My weapons are good at advanced, but I don't want to deal with people learning the mechanics of something on advanced. So now that we've got all that out of the way, the Gamma Task Force reputation. It's got all your wonderful reputation stuff. So it's got a space set, it's got a ground set, it's got a weapons set, ordnance set, and it'll have kit modules. It's just how it runs, and then it's got its 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a ground trade. So what it is you'll get the marks or gamma marks, and your super marks are germanium carapace fragments. The idea is that we've already known about germanium. It's actually on our periodic table, but for some reason it's worked into living beings. That's why the reputation people are interested in seeing how it works as a carapace. That's what that's about. Basically, the lore behind this is they're gathering carapace fragments so they can build you armor. And you get those from advanced and elite queues, and then the battle zone. But you have to get far into the battle zone. You can't just do the battle. It's sort of like with the Badlands. You have to complete it so you can get your super marks. You can't just take over one zone. You can get your daily marks that way. So the Gamma Team Synergies, which is the space set, weirdly science, but I'm apprehensive on this. It's a graviton deflector. It's a powerful support deflector, which means science. Provides a substantial boost to control expertise and drain expertise, as well as adding hull resistance debuff to targets hit by your projectile weapons. So if you're kind of a supporty torp boat, this is probably the thing for you. I've already read through this. The combat impulse engine, cool. It's a combat impulse engine, so low power means you get more oomph out of it. And while at full impulse, it leaves your aux system untouched. This is what's interesting to me. And it even boosts aux power for a short period after leaving full impulse. There are numerous times I go flying around a battle zone, like the Undine battle zone, at full impulse, only to come busting out of full impulse and hit emergency power to aux and have to wait for my aux to get up there so I can actually use my aux abilities. I mean, I can use a battery and use one of the large batteries that I craft all the time, but I shouldn't have to use a battery just to have, I know I probably need to get my EPS up there a bit more, but still, it's like having to wait sometimes, and then the Undine flee. I just want to look, you're right there next to each other, gravity well, and then they flee because I don't have any grav power because I have no aux flying out at full impulse. So this is a benefit for that. Resilient shield. I don't knock resilient shields. I ran one with the Mako for a long time. With boosted passive regeneration, base resistance to phaser damage, and additional boost to all energy damage resistance when activating debuffing abilities. Basically, you do science. And it's exceptionally difficult to deplete the shield array. So this is probably an amazing set for that carrier. I don't have any stats on that carrier, but it probably will have a commander science on it. That may be posting later today. If anything, we'll probably have stats on it next week. The Gamma Synergistic Overcharge / Singularity Warp Core, they boost aux power, so they have the boost to aux and max aux, designed to work as extensive travel through sector space, which kind of makes me think the Gamma Quadrant's going to be a bit big. And this warp core, if you want to make it so that you can travel around faster in between the battle zone stuff, it increases your turn rate and speed while using Slipstream, making slipstream drives recharge faster, reducing transwarp cooldowns, and even providing you with higher than normal warp speeds when not using Slipstream. It's like the temporal charged warp core. I can't imagine what this warp core will be like with the Vesta, the tier 5 Vesta, which gives me the Chronoton infused quantum slipstream drive, which I have like an incredible turn rate and I go super fast, like warp 46. For like a minute. It says below are the set bonuses for the new space equipment. There's no abilities with this. It's all buffs. Passive buffs. That's why I'm a little apprehensive with this one. The 2-piece is a flight turn rate and flight speed. Cool. Good for carriers. So you just got 10% by equipping 2 of these pieces on that carrier. Good to go. Stacks with teammates, if they also have this 2-piece. Task Force Precision. 10% kinetic damage, 10 accuracy, stacks with teammates. You want this support carrier. Task Force Resilient, stacks with teammates. Control expertise, drain expertise, 5% hull, 5% shield capacity. So, again, good for a support vessel. It kinda, like I can even see, because with the boosted aux coming out of full impulse, you can launch fighters faster without having to have your aux. That's part of the issue, is I'll come out of full impulse and I'll launch fighters right away and I gotta wait. Now 2, it counteracts the cooldown as the aux power rises, but I have to wait for my aux power to come back and I can watch the cooldown. Whereas like at full aux, I have like a 19-second cooldown, whereas like no aux, I have a 45-second cooldown. That's the benefit I can see with this carrier, is that you can come out of full impulse, get a slight boost, and have your hangars recharge pretty quickly. Task Force Ordnances is the weapon sets, 3 pieces. It's the console universal, a chronoton projectile, inhibiting chronoton projectile. There's a wide arc torpedo, which is a 180-degree torpedo, and a rapid deploying mine launcher, so faster stuff. This also has a 3-piece involved in it. It's cute. We'll talk about that in a second. And then an inhibiting polaron beam. I told you guys last week, it's Dominion. You gotta work on the polaron. So it's a energy weapon, a projectile weapon, and a console. Now, the 2 projectile weapons are, again, like I said, the wide arc torpedo or rapid deploying mine launcher. With the 3-piece of these, it's called Deep Space Mine. It's basically what they did in front of the wormhole at Deep Space Nine. You launch mines, and they self-replicate. They just literally will stick around. You almost make an area unpassable, according to this, ensuring that at least it stays highly lethal. So this could be beneficial when trying to protect one of those lanes. Boom, deploy a minefield, and you basically got a wall of mines that are self-replicating every time they blow up. Sounds really cool to me, but that's the 3-piece of this entire set. Could be useful. The inhibiting polaron weapons, that's a beam array, which is an omni beam array, and a turret, so a cannon 360. In addition to the high damage, and compared to normal turrets, this has a chance to make the impulse engines of foes go offline in an area all inhibiting polaron space weapons have. It's been upgraded to leave a damage resistance debuff when shooting foes slower than you. That's a weird thing. If they're slower than you, it gives a damage resistance debuff. Also, especially so if their impulse engines go offline, they're stopped and then start getting a damage resistance debuff. If you're flying that carrier, you might have target subsystems. Target engine subsystems. Target engine subsystems all the time. Armament sets, 2-piece, 10% chronoton projectile weapon damage, 10% polaron energy weapon damage, plus 10 flight turn rate. So the offensive set has 10% more flight turn rate on top of the space set. Carrier can actually turn. Deep Space Mine, already explained that. Concentrated Armaments, this is the ground set. It's a polyweave armor. This armor is designed for maximum combat response effectiveness with a bonus to the user's offensive capabilities immediately after entering combat. Very high resistances to kinetic and physical damage, but it's ground, nobody really does ground. Depending on the numbers, it could be useful. I'm using the Temporal Directive. Concerted Resilient Personal Shield. Unique shield features absorbs as part of the energy that most shield generators would fail to stop, resulting in decreased bleed through. So they're actually applying a resilient to the personal shields, not just space shield. Personal shield will activate for a short duration. Will activate a short duration cloaking device when nearly depleted. In addition, the shield generator has been tuned for more resistant to phaser weaponry. So, yes. And then the Polaron Pulse Wave. So, unique hard-hitting pulse wave optimized for close quarters combat. even beyond normal pulse wave capabilities. The primary firing mode slows the target hit, while the secondary firing mode roots for a short time. Additionally, all shots from this weapon deal increased damage towards slower targets, helping you press the advantage. So, if you got a science officer in your thing, electrogravitic field slows a lot of stuff down, or holds them in place. Guess what? Boom! And then you got an AoE on your weapon. Set bonuses of this are 2 team and self, stacks with teammates, 10 physical, 10 kinetic damage resistance rating, 10% weapon damage. 3-piece, stacks with teammates, seeing a theme here. 10% energy resistance, 5% max hit points, 5% shield capacity. Engineering kit, cloaked mine barrier. Spawns 5 cloaked mines in random dispersal pattern around your character. Unique mines, when detonated, spawn a second one somewhere near them. So making no safe place to walk around. Sounds pretty cool, depending on how ground things go. Science Kit is a modified Ketracel Hypospray. It's a buff Hypospray, kind of like Dilovine. It basically uses Ketracel White without the toxic reaction experienced by non-Jem'Hadar, removes all debuffs from the target, and increases the target's willpower, kinetic, and physical resistances. The duration of these buffs is increased by defeating foes. And the Tactical Kit is Coordinated Synergies. This kit module provides a set of team-wide boosts to all damage, running speed, and resistance rating. The duration of these boosts can be increased by defeating foes. The buff from this kit module stacks with activations from other team members. The traits, so tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the tier 5 trait. So we've got Strength of Mind, Ground, sliding this trait, increase willpower, grants resistance to control. Strength of Body, sliding this trait, grants you increased kit performance when you activate a captain ability, sensor scan, target optics, all the stuff you guys, not Miracle Worker, Orbital Strike, those captain abilities. Making your kit modules more effective, activating multiple captain abilities in a short duration will refresh the duration of this buff. I'm probably going to use this because I use 3 of my 4 captain abilities like all the time. Technically we have 5, but it's like science team or engineering team, whatever. It's the affects your entire party thing. Those count too, but I don't write it in as the 4 captain abilities, which for science are sensor scan, neural neutralizer, dampening field, and the little dots that like spread to everything. And so that, depending on how much it improves the kit modules, or what the boost to kit performance is, I may use it. Space, hardened sensors, basically resistance to control, power drain effects, and shield drain effects. And enhanced sensors, slotting this, activate a captain ability, get a boost to drain and control expertise. That may be useful, but again, it depends on how much it increases. Tier 3 ground, it's ground space, trait. Ability, slotting this trait, grants a passive increase to your damage. I love passive increases to damage. And then the next one is personal shielding, passive increase to shield resistance. How do you turn that down? Space, same things, increase to weapon damage or increase to shield resistance. How do you turn that down? I'm like, the tier 4, like magnified armaments is gonna be like key to like all of you you guys want a beamboat death DPS. It seems like magnified armaments is your thing. Selecting this trait will grant a passive increase to weapon damage. Why not? Why not take it? I mean, even if it's only 5%, that's 5% more damage. You don't have to worry about anything else. Tier 5 ground. This thing's so adorable. I love it. I'm probably going to use it in place of some other things. One little ship. Activating this trait will summon a miniaturized Danube runabout to fly around and shoot phaser beam arrays and photon torpedoes at nearby foes' duration. So as we bring this to an end, I'm going to bring you up the idea. There's one where a runabout went through a wormhole and it got miniaturized and it flew around inside the Defiant and like shot people. That's what this little thing is all about, because that's the name of the episode. The episode is named One Little Ship, and the Defiant is out on a mission to investigate a subspace anomaly which could yield significant technological advances to the Federation. Dax, O'Brien, and Bashir take a runabout to the anomaly in order to take readings, tethered to the Defiant by a tractor beam. As a side effect of entering the anomaly, the entire runabout is shrunk and only several centimeters high, but the crew expects to return to normal once they exit. However, during the procedure, the Defiant is attacked by a Jem'Hadar attack ship, disabled, and boarded by Jem'Hadar soldiers. And so you have like an inner space sort of thing going on. It's cute. I wonder, now that I've seen that, I wonder if there's going to be more little things like mission names are going to be episode titles, or you're going to like shout out again, but in a different way of older episodes. So that's that. long news thing, but you know, we had a whole reputation thing to go through, as well as the introduction of the 5-man-ish, 2 new ships for the box, okay, and then the Mirror Universe. Anyways, so yeah, I will catch you guys next week, probably for ship stats, at least on that carrier. Bye.